Hi everyone, welcome to Comm 240 Data Journalism. My name is Mike Riley, your instructor for this semester. This is an asynchronous course, so you'll be learning entirely online. You can reach out to me if you need to, and if you need some extra help with some software or something like that. So your classroom is your living room, your bedroom, wherever you want to take the class at, and you can take it at any time of day as long as it falls in that week that we're working in, week 1 or week 2 or week 3. So this is the spring 2022 semester. My availability is by appointment as far as office hours. I can set up a quick Zoom with you if you need to talk about something. My email address is mikeriley1@gmail.com. It's listed right here on your syllabus. And reach out to me at any time you need help. Do check your email on a regular basis and your Twitter account as well. You're required to follow me on Twitter at Journalists Toolbox. And when you tweet our projects out, you'll tweet to the UIC Digital hashtag. So quick little tour of our class Google Drive. Weekly, we have folders in here for each week of the semester. Down here, just under the weekly schedule, or weekly folders, is your syllabus, which we'll go over here in a minute. Medium URLs and Twitter handles. This is a little reference page that you will, at the end of week 1, at the end of this first week, put your name, Medium account that you set up, and your Twitter handle in there by Friday, January 14th at noon. Or whatever the deadline is for this first semester. That we're doing this. It is Friday, January 14th, so this is spring 2022. As well as the schedule and the Medium URLs, we do have a software list from the semester and all of our account logins. There are some paid accounts that you'll work in on the browser. And you'll have to log into those with whatever the login information I set up for you was. So you can get into it like DataWrapper, Vengage, or those tools. That way you can log into them for free and use them, VideoScribe and tools like that. So that's a quick tour of our top level folder. For week 1, you'll see everything in here that you'll need to complete your assignments for week 1. Our weekly class schedule, which is very similar to our weekly schedule that's on the course syllabus. Setting up a Medium and creating a post assignment. So you have an assignment due this Friday. I'll walk you through that in a minute. Writing journalistic tweets for this class. I'll talk about that a little later as well, but these are the handouts that'll go with it. This photo up here is a photo that you will put into your creating a post assignment on Medium. Medium's a content management system, much like WordPress, Squarespace, Wix, and all those. It's very easy to use, very quick and dirty. It tends to get some good traffic on it too, so that'll be good for you guys. Data journalism, the course description's right here. But basically, you're going to be learning to use spreadsheets and other databases to sort and filter data and analyze data in all new ways. You're also going to be using a lot of software to build visualizations, maps, charts, interactives, databases, all kinds of really cool things. And that's really the best part of the class. We do a lot of the heavy lifting in the weeks 1 through 4 with spreadsheets, scraping data, cleaning data, things like that. And then we get to the fun stuff, in the last 8 to 10 weeks, which is more focused on visualizing the data, making it look pretty. The asynchronous class format, I go over in writing here pretty well, but basically you're going to watch short videos on each of the tools and each lecture, and then you're going to complete an assignment for that. Most of our assignments are due on either Fridays at noon or Mondays at noon. So the bigger projects, heavier projects, you have a week to do. The shorter ones, maybe you'll have 5 days to do. Class rules, basically turn in your assignments on time when they're assigned. If you get sick or something comes up, I know life happens and you need an extension, you must request it 24 hours in advance of that deadline. Verification is required, so if you say you're sick, I need to see a doctor's note, that type of thing. But otherwise, I'm pretty good about extending, deadlines as long as I get that 24 hours notice. The grade will go down as a 0 if you don't turn something in and come to me 5 days later and say, "Oh, Mike, can I have an extension on this?" The answer is no, and you take a 0. And when we get to the grading scale, you'll see you don't want to take any zeros in this class because most of your assignments are anywhere from 5% to 10% of your overall grade. So textbooks, Data Journalism Handbook, which is free. The Associated Press Style Book, which is available on Kindle. You can also buy it on Amazon. You can use any of these editions, 2019, 2020, or 2020, 2022. Any of those editions are fine. And do get it. It costs as low as $10 on Kindle. You can find them, in $9-10 on the older books that are cheap on Amazon. Don't buy it new at apstylebook.com. It's too expensive. But if you buy one of the older versions of it, you'll be fine. And as long as you have that style book, it'll be helpful to you throughout the semester, especially on math for journalists, but also when you're writing. How do you handle data and numbers? The AP style book explains that, and we'll go over that a little bit later in the semester. So other than that, it's just pretty much little footnotes and things like that. Just a little reminder to follow me on Twitter by the end of this first week of class. Your grading scales right here, there are 7 assignments worth 10%. That makes up 70% of your grade. These are, pretty high credit assignments, 10% each. You miss 2 of them, take zeros on them, that drops you to a B- right away. So you're right at the B-C borderline there. So, make sure you do all your assignments and get them in on time. We broke it down so you can experiment with this different software. Maybe if you get a poor grade, a C or a D on something, it's not going to kill your average, but taking a 0 will. So that is pretty much the semester. There's no final project, no midterm exam, anything like that. We use the university's grading scale, A through F. I do give plus and minus grades on your weekly assignments just to help you out, so I'm not grading you down from an A to a B just for a couple of typos in a graphic or a story. So it works in your favor. Those plus and minus grades help you out. If there are any special considerations or any special accommodation, do let me know in the first week. Send me your LOA letter or notify me of any religious holidays. I think spring semester we're in pretty good shape. Just as an FYI, our syllabus addendum is right here. It's got a list of some really good data journalists for you to follow. By all means, when you set up your Twitter account, follow them as well as my Twitter account. Then we just have a lot of resources here on blogs and things like that we'll reference throughout the semester on data journalism. The new Upshot, which is the New York Times politics and data blog. The Guardian over in Great Britain has a great blog with tons of really cool data visualization examples. So it's a pretty robust set of links and resources here. If you scroll down here, this is our weekly course schedule. At the top here, you'll see it's highlighted right now, but eventually this training video will be sitting here. So at the top of each week, it will have the video or videos that you're supposed to watch that week. And then just kind of a checklist. Just kind of work your way down this checklist of all the assignments and things that I need you to read and do. So if you stay within this week, January 10th through January 17th, do the week 1 work. Don't skip ahead to week 2 or week 3. It just causes all kinds of chaos, both for you and for me. But just stay within the week. The main reason for that is data journalism is taught as a process. Okay, we start you out with some real basic things, finding data, scraping data, sorting and filtering data, and then move into more advanced exercises. So we start you off with some real easy stuff. You might notice here, we're doing the course introduction right now and expectations. I'm going to show you a couple of resources here. And then, you've got a couple training videos to watch and then an exercise to do, and then just setting up your Twitter account and a few other little things. Follow subscribe to this newsletter and a few other things. Your homework will always be listed at the end. This week it's pretty light, just buying your books. Start following the aforementioned Twitter accounts that I mentioned there. Read this short article on the Redline Project. Redlineproject.org is where we wind up publishing some of our bigger projects as the semester goes along. Most of what you'll publish goes into your Medium account, but occasionally I'll move some things over to Redline Project. This is our guiding principles page. It covers basics and covers the process of data journalism, but also talks about fairness, accuracy, and the ethical principles we're upheld to as journalists. So this is a very, very important thing to read before week 2 begins. And then just finish setting up your Medium account, which has that assignment right there. So that's the syllabus. As you go through here, there's a different week for each week. Just go through that checklist. And any of the materials should be linked off of here, but you can also find them in the weekly folders. So if you don't see a link or something here for some reason, go check that class folder and see, oh, hey, maybe the exercise is in here. It might, being an idiot, forgot to link off to it, So I'm pretty good about that. But just in case, I do forget, it should be in the course folder. And do notify me if something's not there or is missing. You're encouraged to make copies of everything and save them. What's mine is yours. Especially when we get into the exercises, you always want to make copies of that. So let's talk about week 1. Right here, I've got a couple of links to things I want you to look over. This is a website that I've updated for the last 25 years. It's called the Journalists Toolbox. It's housed at the Society of Professional Journalists. I launched this site back when I was teaching news writing classes at Northwestern University. It has all kinds of resources helpful to journalists. The one that you're probably interested in here is public records. I would say data journalism down here would probably be one you're interested in. Anytime you open one of these tabs, it'll have several sub-tabs on different things that you can go and find. Form 990s, which we'll talk about in week 3. We'll use this page a little bit. Public records databases. You can go in here. There are links to dozens of public records databases, ways to look up data. I've got training videos, some of which you'll be using. It has little short videos here. They range anywhere from 3 to 10 minutes long. How to determine rates. We're going to do that a little later in the semester. So there's all these little training videos in here. And I'll link those off of our syllabus as we use them too. But this is a great resource for you, not just for this data journalism class, but also research for other classes you're taking at UIC as well. So take advantage of it. I'm just mentioning it because it's I've had it up there for many years and actually started it as a little page off of a course syllabus that I was teaching at Northwestern years ago for a news writing class. So it has since blossomed into so much more. It's actually a full .com, and I've formed an LLC around it, and it's its own little company now. So, but it is free to use. All the resources there are free to use. Your assignment for this week is to set up your Medium and Twitter accounts and to set up a practice story. Okay. So what I want you to do is just pause this video and go into the syllabus and go here where it says assignment and open up this and then open up the training video link right underneath it. So go ahead and hit pause right now and we'll get started once you restart the video. All right, welcome back. You should have your exercise open now, which is also housed right in here in your week 1 folder. The exercise is right up here. It says setting up a Medium account and creating a post with embedded video and links. It's just to teach you how to use Medium.com. Medium.com is a website that houses stories and posts that people create. It works, mentioned before, much like WordPress and other tools. Content management systems, CMSs, they're called. And once you create your login, use your email and your whatever password you want. You will wind up with a little interface here. It allows you to follow certain people. I follow a lot of my students. Their stories are listed here. To create a new post, I just simply go up here and click on my little icon and click on write a story. And I can put my headline in here. I can put in a subhead right here, a little subheadline, which is typically a sentence or two that kind of explains what the story is about. And then I can put my byline in here. This is a byline by Mike Riley. I can boldface it. Notice there's no colon after the by, so always put your byline on your stories. And then each plus sign, if you click on the plus sign, either creates a new paragraph or allows you to embed an image or do an embed of a graphic or a video or something like that. Okay. Also, you can add, a little break line in between, if you're doing something in chapters maybe or something like that. So pretty easy interface to use. To publish, you'll just hit this green publish button and you'll be off to the races. Okay, we've got another training video that goes into the specifics of using Medium. You have the written exercise right here that walks you through all the steps. There is a practice story down lower on this handout. This is your setting up an account. The practice story is what you'll use for the Medium post. It's an old story about map grants and Governor Quinn. All you'll have to do is cut and paste. So you'll put this headline in where the headline goes, and then you can write a little subhead. Then you can drop your story in. The story's right down here along with the byline. It's a mock byline. This is an old story I had some students write several years ago when he was still governor. So I'll take my byline out. And I'll let you write your own subheadline for this. It's good practice. Always make sure you take the time to read through the story before you start publishing it and doing other things with it. So you have a working understanding of how the story, what the story's about and what we're doing with it. So in here, I've got YouTube video links. To embed these as video players, you just copy them, or I cut that out, hit the plus sign, go to embed, hit return, and wait a second, and that beautiful video will pop up. So you don't want to ever have raw link code like this in here. Yuck. This looks terrible. Okay? But what you do want is a cool video player in here. And to do it, all you have to do is hit the plus sign, go into embed, hit return, and your video player will drop in. Now I've got video embedded in there. If I want to create links and link off to something like maybe Pat Quinn's, Pat Quinn's bio or something like that, or DePaul University, or what's the monetary award program, what's a MAP grant, so I can go out and Google and search, MAP grant. And I can just go back in. And you can highlight the words into it. It'll give you a little link right here, and you can paste your link in. Hit return. Command K or Control K on a PC or Mac will do it as well. Command K on a Mac, Control K on a PC. And that's how you create a link. So make sure you create a few links in here as well. So I'll let you write your own subheadline here, just a sentence or two that summarizes what the story's about. We have a photo of him as well. That will go right above the byline. That photo is right here in your folder, week 1 folder. To download it, you just highlight the photo, hit download, and then I can go in, upload image, and I can go to my downloads folder, find Governor Quinn. He looks very angry. He's shaking his fist. My caption is right on the handout here, along with my editor's note. And the editor's note's on there just to tell people this is an old story. It was originally posted in 2012. You typically won't be putting editor's notes on your stories, but we have one for this. And now I have a headline, a cut line, my editor's note, my story, my videos. This is a good looking story. So I'm ready to publish. Hit publish button. Always add some tags in. Typically 4 or 5 posts. You want to put your name on there as one of them. Map grants. And whenever you're thinking about, headlines and keywords for search, always think of the proper nouns in the story. That's always a good way to look at it. Any headline too that when you publish a story, subject, verb, object structure. Quinn says, or I just did a colon there, but Quinn says, MAP grants, the pensions threaten MAP grants. So I hit the publish button. It's now live, and you can take and tweet this to the UIC Digital hashtag, and set up your own Twitter account, or you can use your existing one if you want to. It's really up to you. And you can go ahead and log in, and I'm not going to tweet it, but you can log into your Twitter account and tweet it out. Put the hashtag at the end, and make sure that you have a description with it. A couple of sentences that describe the story. You have 280 characters in the account, or in Twitter, so you can use those wisely. When you're setting up your account, it asks you to design your profile. Do put a photo in here, and you can add your little description and title over here. It gives you the opportunity to do that. Just write a few sentences about yourself and what you do. I'm a senior at UIC studying XYZ, but make sure that you have filled that bio out. And it asks you that when you're setting up your account. Okay. I do have another training video on this, but I think I've covered it pretty thoroughly here. But you can always watch this other training video if you want to go in and explore it at a little deeper level. It's available right up here at the top of the assignment. It's also on the syllabus, but it gets into how to set up your Medium account. You start at the 2-minute 35-second mark, but I think I covered it pretty well right here. So you just scrub ahead right here. So if you need to repeat any of the part of it, you can definitely do that. And there you go. That is week 1 for you guys. Again, if you have any questions, reach out to me. Just make sure you go through and do all these steps in order, and set up the Twitter, set up the Medium account. Make sure to, and it asks you to do this on this step right here, post your Medium site and Twitter handle to this page as well. When you click on this link, it takes you to this page, and just put your name in alphabetical order here, Medium, and your Twitter link as well. Okay, and that will be your first week. So reach out to me if you have any questions. As soon as you get everything done, I'll grade it and get the feedback back to you once the deadline has passed, and we'll do that every week. So keep in mind too, there are assignments that are due the following week as well. Sometimes we'll have something that's due on a Monday. So do keep that in mind as you're reading through your syllabus. Sometimes they're due on Friday, like this one's pretty easy, due on Friday. Other times you'll have deadlines on the following Monday. Take care, everybody.